Good morning. So I'm going to talk to you guys about robots today. And if you don't have a couple of robots at your home, I assure you within the next few years, you will have a few robots. And I'm going to explain why tokenization and decentralized physical infrastructure networks are the key behind the mass market adoption of robots, and how robots is going to actually end up becoming the largest marketplace in the world. So what is GEODNET? GEODNET is actually a service used for precise positioning of robots and localization of robots. And we provide a service that is really loved by customers for providing 1-inch XYZ accuracy, sort of anywhere on the planet, except for a few countries where it's illegal to operate GEODNET. And we're also well known in the DeepIn community for having very simple tokenomics that connects suppliers, people who run GEODNET stations, with users, people who use our centimeter accurate positioning service through buyback and burn. There are two ways you can participate in GEODNET. One is you can find an empty hex, and you can set up what we call a satellite reference station. And these are devices that listen to the US GPS satellites, the European Galileo satellites, the Russian GLONASS satellites, and the Chinese Beidou satellites, and track all the data from them, and provide that backbone for the centimeter accurate service. So you can set up a reference station if you're in an empty hex. The other opportunity to participate in GEODNET is you can get a GeoPulse device, which is like a car navigation device. If you've ever been lost in New York City due to all the buildings, this solves that problem. And along the way, you're providing validation for the GEODNET network, and you are also earning some tokens through our token quests. GEODNET is backed by some of the leading Web3 investors, many of whom are here today and are incredible supporters of the Solana ecosystem, which is really, I think, building so much in the decentralized physical infrastructure network world, and it's amazing to be part of that ecosystem. So the next thing I want to do is show you a little bit of what GEODNET is in real life through a video, and how it connects into robots, and how precise positioning is really an underpinning fundamental piece of physical infrastructure that has never existed and wouldn't exist in the form it does today without blockchain and without Web3. So in this short video, you'll see what precision GPS is, how it's consumer ready, and how it's powered by DeepIn. So this first thing is just a simple ground robot just to demonstrate the accuracy difference. So the purple is your phone's GPS, blue is GEODNET. And you can see it's about 100 times more accurate. That then in turn enables things like robotic lawnmowers. And if you don't have one, contact me, I can get you one, and how they can return to base, map your yard, all this. Precision drone operations, whether it's a drone in a box, drone delivery, drone scanning, just making drones more flyable in the wind. Augmented reality, I can't find my Pokemon. Where's my Pokemon? Connected into GEODNET, boom, I have put that GEODNET coin right in front of the door to symbolize our building. In Asia, boom, there it is. You can take GEODNET, couple it with LiDAR and cameras, you can build full HD maps. These are the things that power cars like Waymo. This is actually GEODNET plus a LiDAR, boom, scanning the space with another Web3 project on Solana called Rover that we're involved in, making that fundamental data product that is used for self-driving, easy and scalable across the world. So GEODNET is, in fact, the world's largest precise positioning network by a large margin. We have over 17,000 base stations that all have been installed because of the Web3 token incentivation. We are now 2.5 times bigger than the next nearest network. The next nearest network, like in the United States, Trimble, large, $10 billion plus public company, been building it for 20 years. We've created this network in 2.5 years, providing accessibility for centimeter accurate positioning to about 80% of the population of the world. It's unique not only in its coverage and its cost, but also it is the first network on the ground to track all of the satellite signals, including the latest GPS satellite signals, the latest Chinese satellite signals, all being collected by these reference stations on people's roofs throughout the world. The data has been validated by the National Geodetic Survey, the USDA, and other organizations as being really high quality and referenceable for things like civil survey, where they actually go out and measure points for building construction and other high-value applications. The project has done incredibly well. We have over 40 enterprise customers, 4 million in data revenue, which turns into 80% of that directly buy back and burn tokens. We have a community of 24,000 plus. We've had some unique relationships with the US government. The USDA has installed GEODNET nodes. They've done studies to validate the accuracy. And now we have a partnership where we're working with the USDA to enable precision farming for smaller farms. Precision farming is a widespread practice in large farm operations, but it hasn't penetrated into the 88% of farms that are small. And this combination of the low-cost infrastructure provided by DeepIn, along with some help in application development, is going to bring this precision ag into small farms. I provided congressional testimony on the value of DeepIn to bringing infrastructure into the United States quickly and affordable, and how that is a real-world, non-speculative use case of blockchain technology. GEODNET is also at the heart of working on full-stack solutions for robots and drones. I want to let you know that the majority of small robots and drones, probably you realize this from reading the news, but almost all of that hardware is produced in China today, more than 90%. And that's something that I think is an issue that the United States and other Western countries need to bring localized production of robots and drones into their environments. A key to do that is the affordability and also the integration of the technologies into system on a chip. So GEODNET is proud to announce that we are building a reference architecture for a system on a chip to power small robots and drones and make that available to bring mass manufacturing of drones and robots onshore in the United States and in other Western countries. At the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas this year, Jensen Huang presented this now very repeated graph about physical AI. And physical AI he's describing as robots and self-driving cars. And we believe, obviously, deeply in that. We think that market for physical AI is going to be a quadrillion-dollar market. And how you get to a quadrillion dollars, most people say the world GDP will hit a quadrillion dollars in about 2050. We think with AI, and many others think with AI that's happening now, that's going to accelerate to 2030. You couple that to the fact that 70% of the world GDP is actually physical labor, and that's how you arrive at this physical AI, the robots, the drones that are going to do the work that we do today for us, is going to be the first quadrillion-dollar market. And this will not scale without decentralized physical infrastructure network. A good example of that to think about is like Waymo. They're in 3 cities now after, $20 billion of investment, more than 10 years of development. DeepIn is what lets that scale by providing the things of sensing, learning, compute, connectivity, energy, all active DeepIn projects on Solana today. That's how we scale this to this global adoption. And last but not least, I wanted to say we're really proud that we're going to be bringing GEODNET service directly to the Seeker phone. This will enable hyper-precise location accuracy directly on the Seeker. It'll be the first mobile-only device that we launch on. It'll provide also a trustless proof of location. There'll be an SDK for developers to use to enable trustless location on the phone, as well as hyper-precise location. And of course, there'll be opportunities to earn GEOD and quests on that. So they're looking forward to that dropping. And that is the end of my quick lightning talk on GEODNET. I really encourage you to pick up our social channels, particularly our YouTube channels. We have a podcast. We have a lot of interviews with customers developing robots. And we have a lot of information on the future of robotics on our YouTube channel. Appreciate your attention. Thank you.